On the investigation, the Democratic break-in thing, we're back in the problem area because the FBI is not under control because Gray doesn't exactly know how to control it. And their investigation is now leading into some productive areas because they've been able to trace the money, not through the money itself, but through the bank, sources, and the banker stuff, and it goes some directions we don't want it to go. Also, there have been some things like an informant came in off the street to the FBI in Miami who's a photographer who has a friend who's a photographer who developed some films for this guy Parker. And the films had pictures of Democratic National Committee letterhead documents and things. So there's things like that that are filtering in. Mitchell came up with yesterday, and John Dean analyzed very carefully last night and concurs now with Mitchell's recommendation that the only way to solve this, and we're set up beautifully to do it, the only network that paid any attention to last night was NBC, who did a massive story on the Cuban thing and all. That the way to handle this now is for us to have Walters call Pat Gray and just say, stay the hell out of this. There's business here we don't want you going any further on. That's not an unusual development. And that would take care of it.
He doesn't want to.
Pat does want to. He doesn't know how to, and he doesn't have any basis for doing it. Given this, he will then have the basis. He'll call Mark Felt in, and the two of them, and Mark Felt wants to cooperate because he's ambitious. They'll call them in and say, we've gotten the signal across the river to put the hold on this. And that'll fit rather well because the FBI agents who are working the case at this point feel that's what it is the CIA.
But they're tracing the money to.
Well, they've traced to a name, but they haven't got to the guy yet.
There's money here.
Kent Dahlberg.
Themselves can't tell.
He said he gave $25,000 in Minnesota. And the check went directly in to this guy Parker.
Maybe he's,
He did it. I mean, this is from the committee always stands. Yeah, it is. It's directly traceable. There's some more through some Texas people that went to the Mexican bank, which they can also trace through the Mexican bank. They'll get their names today. And
well, I mean, there's no way that, I'm just thinking, if they don't cooperate, what do they say? That they were approached by the Cubans, and that's what Dahlberg has to say, and the Texans too,
if they will, but then we're relying on more and more people all the time. That's the problem. And they'll stop if we take this other step. And they seem to feel the thing to do is to get them to stop.
All right, fine.
They say the only way to do that is the White House instruction. And that it's got to be to Helms and what's his name? Walters. And the proposal would be that Erwin and I call him in.
All right, fine.
And say,
How do you call them in?
well, we protected Helms on one hell of a lot of things. That's what Erwin
As far as this is Hunt, that'll uncover a lot of legal, and that's scam. There's a hell of a lot of things, and then we just feel that this would be very detrimental to have this thing going further. This involves these Cubans and Hunt and a lot of hanky-panky that we have nothing to do with ourselves. What the hell, did Mitchell know about this thing then? Was it really?
I think so. I don't think he knew the details, but I think
He didn't know how it was going to be handled with Dahlberg and Texas and so forth. Well, who was the asshole that did it then? Is it Liddy? Is that the fellow? He must be a little nuts.
yeah.
I mean, he just isn't well screwed on, is he? Isn't that a problem?
No, he was under pressure apparently to get more information, and as he got more pressure, he pushed the people harder to move harder on pressure from Mitchell, apparently.
Oh, Mitchell is that point that you made on this concern about IDP and stuff.
Those stuff, yeah.
All right, fine. I understand it all. We won't second guess Mitchell and the rest. Thank God it wasn't Colson.
The FBI interviewed Colson yesterday. They determined that would be a good thing to do, to have him take an interrogation, which he did. And that, the FBI guys concluded that there were one or two possibilities. One, that this was a White House. They don't think there's anything about the election committee. They think it was either a White House operation that had some obscure reasons for it, non-political, or was the Cubans and the CIA. And after their interrogation of Colson yesterday, they concluded it was not White House, so they're now convinced it's a CIA thing. So the CIA turnoff would.
Well, I must not turn out. I
No, sir.
that.
They don't want you to.
You call